Hello, and welcome to the Pest Control Marketing Podcast with your host, me, Hal Coleman, uncensored and unplugged. Pay attention, take lots of notes, because you're going to find out exactly how to get more new customers, more referrals, and grow your business.
Hal Coleman has been active in the pest control industry for over 40 years, including owning and operating his own successful pest control business for 18 years. He now devotes his time to helping other PCOs and other WCOs double, triple, and even quadruple their businesses faster than they ever imagined. Be sure to check out his website, pestcontrolmarketer.com. For more information about Hal's coaching program, you can reach him at 770-993-0004 or email him hal@halcoleman.com. Mike Stewart is known as the Internet audio and video guy. Since the birth of the Internet, Mike has been showing small business owners how to get more new customers, increase their sales, and grow their businesses online using audio and video, now with iPhones and Android phones. For more information about Mike's coaching program and his online training courses, visit MikeStewartCoaching.com or email him mike@internetaudioguide.com.
Well, this is Hal Coleman again with another episode of the Pest Control Marketing Podcast, and I'm here with my good friend and cohort in crime, Mike Stewart. How you doing, Mike?
Howdy, howdy on this rainy day in Nashville. How you doing?
Yeah, it's a rainy day here in Roswell, too. Yeah, and ain't technology great? I mean, we can be anywhere in the world and we can be doing our podcast together. So
you know, it's amazing what technology will let you do to communicate and connect. And of course, the thing that that I see people in my world of technology and podcasting is they're fearful and they're timid and they're scared to try things that they're not comfortable doing. And how's that for a segue?
Yeah. How's that for a segue? I got to pick something out of that to segue, so I'm going with the word timid. Okay.
All right.
Zig Ziglar had a saying, and probably like all sayings, he heard it from somebody else, but everybody attributes it to him, and I like it. And that is this: timid salespeople have scrawny kids.
Oh.
Now, if you can't interpret that, it means timid salespeople can't afford to buy much food to feed their kids. Timid salespeople leave fortunes and fortunes on the table for the other guys. And when I have sign up somebody into my coaching program, one of the first things we jump into a lot of times is how to get them over being timid, because a lot of them are timid. They not just about selling, but about plunging into technology, about using video, about learning a great scripted, proven sales presentation, about networking in their community, about talking to realtors and property managers and mortgage brokers. They're just timid about a lot of things. But what they're really good at is providing a great service for people. They're dedicated to being able to wipe out pest infestations and get rid of them and get rid of rodents and showing up on time and doing what they say they'll do, doing more than what they said. They're great at that. But when it comes to selling and marketing themselves, they're just timid. And part of the reason they're timid is because there are a lot of things they don't know and don't understand. But when somebody calls on the telephone to talk to you because they saw your ad or they visited your website or they saw your sign or your billboard or they saw your vehicle and they call up and of course the first thing we need to ask them is, how did you find out about me? Because we want to know what's working. We want to know what's magnet is attracting those people. But if they call you or they contact you, it's because they got a problem. And they've already made the decision in their subconscious that your subconscious mind is the decision maker when it comes to buying, not your conscious mind. So they've already made at a deep level the decision to buy pest control service. So if we let them off of the phone, or if we let them get away and go somewhere else and buy from somebody else, shame on us. We had a fish on the line, and we couldn't get it into the boat. But if you ever watch a professional fishing show or a tournament, you realize those guys are not timid fishermen. They don't sit there with something on the line and play around with it and jerk it around and laugh and point it out. They get that sucker in the boat in about 2 seconds, because they realize that the big money is at stake of getting that fish into the boat and getting it measured and getting it weighed at the end of the day. They're not timid at all about getting that fish into the boat. And so with that analogy, we can't be timid about signing up customers, because we don't want them to get away and go sign up with somebody else. So learning sales techniques and closing techniques and asking for the order. Why don't we go ahead and schedule you and let me take care of this problem for you? And if somebody says, well, I need to talk to my husband about it, instead of saying, well, after you talk to him about it, call me back. We might even ask, is there some question that you want to ask him or information you want to give him that I haven't covered? I would say, what is it if you don't mind me asking, what is it that you need to talk to him about? And I need to ask him if he wants you to come this week or not, next week. A technique that works great at that point is to say, well, I tell you what, I understand that. And so to save us all time and to make sure that we can get there as quick as we can, I'd like to make a suggestion. Why don't we go ahead and get you on the schedule for this treatment? And then after you talk to your husband, if he doesn't want to do it, all you have to do is call me back and we'll take you off the schedule. That's no problem. But if he says he wants to do it, you're already on the schedule and you're already at the front of the line, and we don't have to move you out another week. So if that works for you, if you could do it Wednesday afternoon, let's get you on the schedule. And then if he says, yeah, let's do it, then we don't have it. We're already there. So would that work for you? And, over half the time they'll say, yeah, that'll work. Let's go ahead and do that. And once they get you get them on the schedule, about 96% of those people stay on the schedule. So don't be shy don't be timid about asking for the order, asking for the sale, pinning people down. They want to buy. So it's our job as salespeople to help them do that. And I'll stop talking and let you jump in there, Mike. I'm tired.
Well, why don't you give examples of timid behavior common in pest control? Just so you can educate me. I'm asking because the reason I want you to point out maybe 3 or 4 things that timid salespeople do, then you got to ask yourself as a listener of the show, oh my gosh, I do that, and I got to stop that. Because I had a mentor years ago named Chuck Reeves. Chuck Reeves was a great sales motivator. And, he said, never sell on price, always sell on value. When you prove value, price is never an issue, was one of the things that Chuck used to say. Yeah. And so people are timid because, they don't know how, they're not, order takers say you want to buy one. Salespeople prove value. They talk about features and benefits. They set themselves apart. They do things that others won't do. So give me some examples of things timid salespeople and PCOs and WCOs do, so that you can, that maybe you'll have an aha moment here. You go, oh my gosh, I do that. And you got to stop it. What is it?
Okay. Well, one of the things, the biggest thing is the things that they don't do. It's the things they don't do more than the things they do. What they do is they take no for an answer. Or they take, I need to think about it for an answer. Or they think I'll get back with you for an answer. They just take these things and sit on them. Rather than take no for an answer, is to try to to negotiate with about what is your no? What is the no? What's causing the no? Let's see what the objection is and see if we can't overcome it. If somebody says, I don't want to do it right now, but I might do it in a few weeks, rather than taking that as the final answer, is saying, well, what, if you don't mind me asking, if you have this bug problem and it's bugging you, why would you want to put it off? Why would you not want to do it right now? Ask the question. Larry Latimer told me one time, he said, you can get anybody to do anything if you simply ask the right questions. So it's just asking the questions. Find you should write down a list of every objection you have ever gotten in your entire life when it comes to selling pest control, termite and wildlife control, rodent control. Every single objection that has ever come up in your lifetime, you need to write them down and then write down the answer to overcome that objection, so that whenever anybody has an objection, you've got the response to it. You have solved the problem, and you can relate it right back to them. So,
well, that's a good point. You bring up Larry Latimer, and I don't know if you knew this about Larry. You may have, but he used to work with a company that would get all of the objections, and when they got a new objection, they would address it, and they wrote scripts for salespeople on the phone. Mm-hmm. That was one of his jobs. Yeah. And it's like, when they say, you say. So my question to everybody is, do you have in your head, memorized, written down somewhere, when your customer says X, this is how you respond? And those responses were customized and designed specifically to overcome that objection. I want to do it, but I don't want to do it till spring. Here's what you say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I need to get it done, but I want to check for lower prices. I just think you're a little too high. What do you say? And like Chuck Reeves said, your price is never too high when you prove the value.
Yeah.
So I think one of the biggest things to not be a timid salesperson is either memorize or have, these people used to have them on a computer screen. When the person says this, here's what you say, and you do not vary from that script.
Absolutely. That's why, being timid also means not understanding the power of sales scripts and not taking the time to learn. First you memorize it, and then you learn it, and then you emblazon it on your heart and soul, so that nobody in a million years would ever guess that you're operating from a script. And people that wing it in sales, I just wing it. I just go off the top of my head. Well, you know what? You're losing a lot of business. You're the ones that you don't close are the ones that never call you back. You're just losing them because you're doing it off your head. You're going to be on one day, off one day, good one day, mediocre one day, bad one day. So part of being timid is not wanting to embrace proven sales words and phrases and timing, and being timid about your price. That's another one. People that, I went from being a kind of the average price guy to the most expensive pest control company in Atlanta. I was more expensive than Orkin, Terminex. I was more expensive than everybody. And I grew my business in double digits every year because I learned. There's a good book about pricing, but I think it's by Larry Steinmetz is his name, called How to Charge a Higher Price Than All of Your Competition. And I went to an all-day workshop years ago, probably 20 years ago, that he did, and boy, it came away from it. It just blew me away, and I quit being timid about my price. Charge a high price. Do you think Mercedes-Benz people are timid about their price, or Jaguar people or Rolls-Royce are timid about their price? You think when somebody comes into the showroom and they says, this Mercedes is more expensive. I just came from the Ford dealership down the road. Y'all are a lot more expensive than they are. do you think they go, yeah, I know we are. I'm sorry too. But that's just what we charge, and we can't, we try to work with you, but yeah, I know we're more expensive. Do you think they say that, or they look at you, if you say, y'all are more expensive than the Ford dealership, they look at you like you're a fool to not know that. They're like, well, of course we're more expensive than the Ford dealership. This is a Mercedes, you stupid idiot.
Well, that's the thing is
being bold with your price and never backing down from your price. If somebody says you're more expensive than the other guy, there should be a moment of silence, and you look at them and with a bewildered look and say, well, yes, we certainly are more expensive than they are.
Well, and then that's
just leave it at that. And if they ask why you're more expensive, then you better be prepared to tell them at least 3 big reasons why you're more expensive than the other guys, and so that they clearly see it. Like Chuck Reeves said, be ready to blow them away with the reason why. But if you are sheepish, I know we're more expensive, but I'll try to work with you on that. All you're doing is telling them that you're not worth what you charge. So being bold and be not timid about your price. There's all kind of areas, but just don't be timid with your sales, with your pricing, with your closing. Don't be timid about asking somebody to sign on the dotted line right now and let's get you on the schedule. And here again, that's just timid salespeople. They're scrawny kids. They leave tons of money on the table.
Yeah. Well, don't be timid. That's the message here. And being prepared and doing the work will create the confidence to not ever be timid when an opportunity for a sale arises. And you can't spend the money you didn't get. You can't spend the sales you didn't make. And you got to understand, if you expect to have a successful anything company, I don't care what you are, for money to be exchanged, somebody has to make the sale. And timid salespeople don't do as well as people who are bold, confident, and prepared.
There you go. And Mike, speaking of being bold and confident, I'm bold and confident in telling you that we're out of time.
Well,
and so if anybody wants to know more about Mike and mine's programs, our training programs, our coaching programs for pest control, you can go to pestcontrolmarketer.com and check out what we do. And we're here to help you grow your business, show you exactly how to get more referrals and more sales and more phone calls, both offline and online, to help you grow your business. Our clients grow their pest control businesses on average from 25 to 55% a year, and some higher. So if you're growing, in single digits especially, but if you're going 10, 15% a year and you can't get past that, we'd like to talk with you, because we can show you how to grow your business much faster and much easier. So give us a call, and our phone number's on the website, pestcontrolmarketer.com. So, Mike,
well, and I'm going to end. I am confident that people need what you and I teach, and we're worth 10 times what we charge. And the reality is that you've got to believe value. And I know there's value in what you and I teach, because we have proof. We have social proof from people who've entrusted their confidence in what we do and what we teach. So, give us a call. Hal, 770-993-0004. I'm 770-826-3662. We'd love to hear from you. Give us a call, and we'll talk to you, and we'll put you in the hot seat and review what you can do, and you'll see why we have a program that can make a difference for you and your business. So we'd love to hear from you.
We would, Mike, and thank you. Always have fun when we get together to do these podcasts, and I look forward to coming to Nashville, seeing you soon, and hearing some good country music and eating some good food. And with that said, we're out of here.
Thanks for listening to the Pest Control Marketing Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast in iTunes and on your phones and in Stitcher on your Android. But more importantly, go to our website, pestcontrolmarketingpodcast.com. Subscribe to our email list to always be notified of new episodes. You're never going to want to miss what we've got coming up next, and you never know what we're going to be able to do to help you with your pest control marketing.